All right, today we are going to make an entry for dividing fractions. We're going to do the steps like we did for multiply fractions. I would like you to add today's date, 10/30, dividing fractions, and page 24 to your table of contents. When you have that, you can flip to page 24. It's on the back side of my multiply fractions. I'm going to use the left side. I'm going to change it up a little bit. So I'm on the back side of multiply fractions. You're going to need a colored pencil. Today I'm choosing to use red. And my title is Dividing Fractions. I am going to make a 2-line tall number 1, just as I did for the others, after I skip a line. So I'm going to skip one line and make a 2-line tall number 1. Switching back to my regular pencil, step 1 for dividing fractions is to change the mixed number into an improper fraction, just like we did to multiply. I'm going to switch back to my colored pencil. I am going to skip one line and do a 2-line tall number 2. We're going to skip just one line this time. We want to have room to fit all of our steps in here. Switching back to my regular pencil, step number 2 is to find the reciprocal of the divisor. And the divisor, in parentheses, I'm going to remind myself, is the second number. Now I'm going to use my colored pencil here, and I am going to give myself a little picture, kind of like we did when we cross-simplified on our multiplying notes. My reciprocal, I'm going to underline that, tell myself with an arrow, that means 2/3 becomes 3/2. Or I'm going to flip that second number. All right, again with my colored pencil, I'm going to do a number 3. I'm skipping one line. Step number 3, a 2-line tall number 3. All right, switching back to my regular pencil, step 3 is change the divide sign to multiply. And you could just use the dot for multiply, but I want to tell myself that it's multiply. So I'm going to put it as an X for now. All right, that is step 3. When you're working, you may combine these. You may combine them and do them at the same time. Just don't forget to find the reciprocal. That's the most important step. I'm going to skip a line and do step 4. Step 3 was awfully short. Step 4, just as when we multiply, we're going to cross simplify. We have now created a multiplication problem, so the steps from now on are very similar to when we multiply. We're done with step 4. I'm going to move on to step 5. Step 5 is multiply numerators and multiply denominators. just like multiplying. Switching back to my colored pencil, I'm ready for step 6. Skipping one line and making a 2-line tall 6. Step 6 is change improper fraction into a mixed number. Just like multiplying. And our final step, step 7, same as multiplying and adding, is to check simplifying. Always want to make sure that it is in simplest form. You now have your notes for dividing fractions.